Hey there, Complete Performance crew. A few of you asked for recommendations on warm-ups and cooldowns. So here's an explanation of what we go through in a typical class for a warm-up and some recommendations for cooldown. First thing we want to do in a warm-up is get the heart rate up. So start with a light jog in place. If you want to start with just a regular march and kind of build that pace up, feel free. Go for about 30 seconds, and then what you want to do is you want to move into a high knee or a high knee march. Your choice kind of depends on how quickly you want to warm up that body. Then from there we go into a butt kick. You can also step that out, move as quickly as possible. Again, the goal of these is to get your heart rate up. Last one for that heart rate elevation is going to be some jumping jacks. You can also do step out jacks. Then we're gonna go, I like to go top to bottom. So we're gonna start overhead, we're gonna squeeze shoulder blades, pull armpits down, really squeeze from those lats. Kind of engage with that core as you pull down so that we don't really lean back up toward the ceiling. Keep this an upper back exercise. Then what I like to do is I like to go through good mornings. Tip at the waist, back stays nice and flat, pushing the hips back so I get a little bit of use out of those hamstrings. Press through the floor to drive the hips forward. Then what I'm gonna do is on the last good morning that I do about 15 of them. Flatten out the back, pull the shoulder blades in, and go to a rear delt. Open up that chest, squeeze shoulder blades, raise up to shoulder height, and slowly bring them back down. We want to get the back warmed up. We are a community that really pulls on that front of our chest, so we're trying to pull everything back into place and get everything engaged there. Then we're going to go to some body weight squats, drive through the heels, make sure that knees get pushed out over the toes, and that we are pressing through the heels, squeezing the glutes to stand back up. After those, we're gonna go into some lunges, some single leg work, make sure everything in each leg is working. Drive through that front heel, make sure knee stays over midfoot. And last but not least, we're gonna start walking out into some caterpillars. A good full body movement gets the hamstrings, the calves, the back of the legs, as well as all the way up the back, and then get to that high plank position that engages those shoulders, that core, and that's a good warm-up. If you want to add some activation exercises, I recommend some things like a quadruped T-spine. So you're on all fours, bring one hand behind the head, bring elbow down to opposite knee, rotate up toward the ceiling. Do about 5 to 10 on each side. You could also do some fire hydrants, so that's on all fours again, lead knee away from the center, keeping hips nice and level, squeezing those glutes to activate there. Another great activation exercise to do as part of your warm-up is a bird dog. Extending opposite arm and opposite leg. Core stays tight, get nice and long, really reach out with toes and fingertips, and bring everything back together. Those are some great warm-up exercises. Fast forward all the way through the workout, let's go through some cool down exercises. Big thing for me, I like to cool down my lower body. We do a lot of sitting, so I want to stretch those muscles out and make sure that they're not going to get too sore as I sit at my desk. We have things like hip flexor stretches. One knee down on the floor, press through this front foot, squeeze glutes, slide hips forward, arms up overhead. You can squeeze glutes a little bit more, reach back, that's going to get deeper all the way up through that abdomen there. Then, I like to open up to 45 degrees. That's going to change the ankle, get a little bit more inner thigh. Again, same thing, press hips forward, lean back. Do that on both legs. Another great one that we need to work is a glute stretch. So sit down on your tailbone, cross ankle over the top of your leg. The further in you squeeze and push, the deeper into that glute you're going to get. Another way to do this, if that's a hard position to get into, is to lie on your back, grab just behind the knee and just below the ankle, and pull that in here. Another great stretch to do for your lower body, bring the knee into the chest, hold here, that's going to stretch out your glute, your hamstring, and then lie on your side for a quad stretch. Let's go through some upper body stretches to cool you down. You're going to cross hand over here, stretch out the back of your shoulder. You don't need to pull too hard, just kind of slowly increase that pressure to stretch out the back of the arm. Then we have A tricep lat stretch, bring that arm over your head, pull things down to really get that deep stretch. Last but not least, a good stretch for that chest. Grab hold of the hands here, raise those arms back, tip at your waist. That's gonna allow your hands to get heavy, your chest to open up a little bit more, and to get that good stretch through the chest and the biceps there. Those are warm-up and cool-down recommendations. If you have any other questions on how to stretch, how to get your body warmed up and feeling great, let me know. We'd be more than happy to make some more videos and shoot them out to you. You did so well, I thought you were gonna